Welcome to Storied Audio. Ellen Holloway stepped out of the prison gates with nothing but a plastic bag of state-issued clothes and 3 years of ghosts clinging to her skin. The morning sun felt too bright, too warm, too gentle for someone like her. She wasn't sure she deserved it. She wasn't sure she deserved anything anymore. Then she saw him. Eli Turner stood beside an old truck, hands shoved in his pockets, eyes soft in a way that made her chest tighten. He looked older than she remembered. Broader shoulders, a faint scar on his jaw, a heaviness in his gaze. But he was unmistakably the same man who used to sit on her porch with her brother, laughing until midnight. Her brother. Her heart twisted. Eli stepped forward. Ellen. She froze. She hadn't heard her name spoken like that, carefully like it mattered, in years. What are you doing here? Her voice cracked. I came to get you, he said simply. She shook her head. Why? Everyone else gave up on me. Not everyone. She wanted to believe him. But belief was a luxury she'd lost somewhere between the courtroom and the cell door slamming shut. Eli drove her to a small house on the edge of town. His house. He'd cleaned out the spare room, stocked the fridge, even left a folded stack of clothes on the bed. You can stay as long as you need, he said. Ellen stared at the room, overwhelmed. Eli, you don't have to do this. I know, he said. But I want to. She didn't understand it. Not then. Not for weeks. She woke up screaming some nights, shaking from memories she couldn't scrub out. Eli never pushed, never pried. He just sat in the hallway until she calmed down, offering quiet company instead of questions. He helped her get a job at a local diner. Walked her to the door on her first day because she was terrified she'd mess up. Cooked dinner when she came home exhausted. Left notes on the counter reminding her she was doing great. No one had ever cared for her like that. Not even before her life fell apart. And that scared her more than prison ever had. One night after a long shift, Ellen found Eli fixing the porch light. Sweat clung to his neck, his shirt smudged with grease. Something about the sight, ordinary, steady, safe, made her throat close. Why are you doing all this? She whispered. He looked down at her, expression unreadable. Because you deserve a chance to breathe again. No, I don't. Her voice cracked. I messed up. I ruined everything. I let my brother down. I let myself down. I don't understand why you're still here. Eli set the tools aside and stepped closer. Ellen, I was in love with you long before everything happened. Her breath stopped. He continued, voice low and trembling. I never said anything because you were his little sister. And then he died and you were hurting and I didn't want to make things worse. But when you disappeared into that crowd when you got arrested, I thought I'd lost you too. Ellen stumbled back, shaking her head. No, you can't, Eli, you can't love me. Not after what I've done. Not after who I became. He reached out but didn't touch her. I don't love who you were. I love who you are. And who you're becoming. Tears blurred her vision. She turned away, unable to handle the weight of it. She didn't sleep that night. She lay awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying his words until they carved themselves into her bones. A week later, a storm rolled in, violent, loud, the kind that rattled windows and shook memories loose. Ellen sat on the couch, knees pulled to her chest, trying to breathe through the rising panic. Thunder always reminded her of the night she was arrested. The shouting, the flashing lights, the cold metal cuffs. Eli found her trembling. Without a word, he sat beside her. Not touching. Just close enough that she could feel his warmth. I'm right here, he murmured. Something inside her broke open. She leaned into him, burying her face in his shoulder. He wrapped his arms around her slowly, like he was afraid she'd disappear. I'm so tired, she whispered. I'm tired of being broken. You're not broken, he said. You're healing. She pulled back just enough to see his face. Rain hammered the windows, lightning flashed, and in that moment she saw the truth in his eyes. He wasn't saving her. He was loving her. And she loved him too. She just hadn't let herself feel it. Till now. Eli, she breathed, her voice barely audible. I'm scared. So am I, he admitted. She cupped his cheek, her hand trembling. But I don't want to run anymore. He leaned in slowly, giving her every chance to pull away. He didn't. Their lips met softly at first, gentle, hesitant, full of years of unspoken longing. Then deeper, warmer, as if the storm outside had cracked something open inside both of them. When they finally pulled apart, Ellen rested her forehead against his. "I love you," she whispered, the words tasting like freedom. Eli exhaled shakily. "I've waited so long to hear that." Months passed and Ellen rebuilt her life piece by piece. She saved money. She laughed again. She learned to trust herself. And every step of the way Eli was there, not as a crutch but as a partner. One evening they stood on the porch watching the sunset. Ellen slipped her hand into his. "You know," she said softly, "I used to think my story ended the night I was arrested." Eli squeezed her fingers. "It didn't." "No," she said, leaning into him. "It started the day you showed up at those gates." He kissed the top of her head. "Then let's keep writing it." Ellen smiled, feeling, for the first time in years, whole. Because love hadn't just saved her. It had rebuilt her. And she wasn't afraid of the light anymore. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.